Greetings and salutations. There is a line that most military members don't even realize exists. And that line decides whether you retire comfortably or whether you spend the rest of your life just trying to catch up. I've seen both sides. I've seen people retire from the military and quietly build wealth. I've seen others make decisions, just one, and spend the next 20 years just trying to fix it. Well, today I'm going to show you exactly where that line is, and more importantly, how to make sure you're on the right side of it. Because once you cross it, it gets very hard to come back. Greetings and salutations. This is the Adjutant, and today we're talking about military retirement line that decides if you stay rich or go broke. Well, now when I say the line, I'm not talking about your retirement date. I'm not talking about your rank. I'm not even talking about your pension. I'm talking about this. The moment you decide whether your military retirement is your foundation or is it your finish line. Now let that sit and think about it. That's the line. People who treat retirement as a foundation build wealth. People who treat it as a finish line slowly fall behind. And if you're honest with yourself right now, which one were you planning to do? Go ahead and let me know down below. Now, what going broke actually looks like. Let's talk about what happens on the wrong side of the line, because this doesn't happen overnight. It's slow, it's subtle, and it's dangerous. You get that pension, maybe even disability from the VA, and what happens? You upgrade everything, your house, your car, your spending habits. Now your fixed income is fully consumed. Now let's talk about the second pattern. There's no second strategy. You say, I did my 20 and I'm done. No plan for additional income, investing, long-term growth. Then there's a pattern number 3, and that's comfort turns into complacency. You're not struggling, but you're not growing either. And over time, inflation starts winning. Now, let's talk about the real moment. I've seen retirees with pension, disability, benefits, still stressed about money. Not because they didn't earn enough, but because they stopped building. So let's talk about what the rich side looks like. We're going to talk about the other side of the line, and that is retirement base income. They look at their pension and say, this covers all my basics. Not my lifestyle, not my growth, just my base. And this leads to a second pattern. They keep building. They move into second careers, businesses, investing, and real estate. And then there's a TSP continuation mindset, which goes into pattern number 3. They think long term. They're not asking, how do I survive retirement? They're asking, how do I build wealth after retirement? So that's a completely different mindset, folks. So where are you exactly at this line? Let's make it crystal clear. Do you use retirement to stop working or to start building? That's it. And I want you to hear me clearly. There is nothing wrong with slowing down. There is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying life. But if you stop building completely, you've stepped on the wrong side of the line. So we're going to deal with the mental reframing. Retirement is not the end. It is your first fully funded opportunity to build wealth without pressure. So how exactly do you stay on the right side? Let me give you the exact strategy. You look at your base, you know your pension, you know your disability, your fixed income. That's the foundation. Then step 2, you want to create a growth plan. You need to at least one of the following factors, and that is establishing a career 2.0, as I like to say, and that's business, investments. You also want to avoid lifestyle traps, and that's something that many people don't consider. Just because you can afford it doesn't mean you should build your life around it. And another key, and I look at this as step number 4, you want to think 10 to 20 years ahead, not just, oh my gosh, I made it to retirement. What does my life look at 60, at 70, at 80? These are all very important things that one has to keep in mind. I can tell you, as someone that has retired from the military, has retired from the practice of law, who will be retiring soon from the federal government, you certainly always want to plan ahead. You want to think about the type of lifestyle you want to have in retirement. You just don't want to go out there willy-nilly, as my mother would say, and just live your life carelessly. You want to know if you're going to have health care. You want to know what happens if your car breaks down. You want to have a plan in place. And now is the time, while you're in the military, to strongly plan for those inevitable things that are going to come up, the surprises that are going to come up. Because what you don't want to do, you don't want to just retire and be broke. I can tell you, I have received countless emails from service members, some who have retired and some who have just gotten out, and they would tell me these stories about people they've known in the military that would just be broke. They talk about this one E8 that served while they were deployed and went out and bought a $50,000 brand new truck. And I'm not pocket watching people, but you got to ask yourself, do you really need that $50,000 brand new truck while you're deployed? And that was $50,000, I guess, in 2008. So it's probably been much more than that now. So oftentimes what people don't realize, are used to getting that check every 2 weeks like clockwork. Boom, the 1st and the 15th, every month, every year for 20 years. And then all of a sudden it stops. And then if they don't have a plan, they don't have a TSP, if they don't have savings, then depending on the type of retirement you're going to get, it could be 50% of what you were getting. And if you don't change your lifestyle or prepare for it, that is certainly going to cause problems in the future. So here's the truth. The military gives you something that most people will never have: a pension, a foundation, a head start. But what you do after that, that's where the real story is written. So ask yourself, what side of the line are you on? And more importantly, which side are you going to choose? And so there you have it, folks. I hope this has been helpful. This is the Adjutant, and I'll see you in the next one. I wish you all blessings and blessings. Shalom.